Jake Liskard, blunt, rough diamond Prime Minister, sets off for London to negotiate his country's final independence. In a matter of days, another British colony will gain its freedom. And the flight will be ghastly. We'll take off late. Cabin service to us peasants non-existent. Ah, well, it's all in a good cause. Prime Minister! Get down! All right. All right. Yes. Oh, that was quick thinking.
A terrible waste of champagne, Prime Minister.
Well, I'm very grateful to you, Mr.
Templar. Simon Templar.
You got involved in a pub fight on our first night here?
The man was drunk, Prime Minister, shouting abuse.
We are here to negotiate with the British government, not to fight drunks. I have said 100 times that our image must be one of absolute integrity and dignity.
I'm sorry, sir. It will never happen again.
You are so right, Mr. Lockhart, it won't. Because you are on the next plane home.
Thank you. That's all. Mail. Personal letters on this side. You could take in that cocktail party before the dinner if you dropped in early.
Oh. Do I have to?
Oh, no. It might be politic.
No. Oh, by the way, Stuart, will you get on to that chief inspector and ask him to make my bodyguard just a little less obvious?
Well, it's normal procedure after what happened back home.
Yeah, well, I don't want him breathing down my neck. Anyway, I've got a gun.
I'll see the chief inspector.
Darling, what shall I wear for the state dinner?
Oh, Anne, can't you work these things out for yourself? I really am terribly busy here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Prime Minister.
Don't you think it's just a little too early for that?
It's never too early, darling. You should know that by now. Cheers.
You were over hasty with Lockhart. He's a good man.
Was a good man.
But bawling him out in public.
He brawled in public, didn't he?
Defending you. You should watch it, Liskard. You're beginning to believe your own legend.
What is that supposed to mean?
The great leader, surrounded by a crowd of second-class brains.
All right, Brand. What's eating you?
Well, look at the way you treat me. I'm supposed to be your deputy. But for over a week, I've been trying to speak to you.
Yes, right. Well, later.
All right. Later. You won't reconsider on Lockhart?
No.
Heaven help you if you ever make a mistake, Jack. Something wrong?
Is it true that I had an affair with Mary Bannerman? Yes. 4 years ago, when I was with the High Commission here.
Well, what kind of letters did you write?
Oh, just about as compromising as you could get. Saying I was in love with her, I wanted to leave my wife, I didn't care about my position. You name it, I said it.
But you didn't leave your wife.
No.
Why?
Because suddenly I was in line for big things politically. And I had to make a choice.
How did Mary take it?
Badly. Mind you, she was very young.
Oh, how young?
19. All right, I know. Baby snatching in a way, I suppose. But anyway, I was in love with her, or thought I was.
Is she a nice girl?
Nice? What is nice? Am I nice?
Well, the point is, someone claims to have these letters and threatens to send copies to your wife and the papers. You sure?
Yes, quite sure, I think.
Could it be Mary?
Well, she has the letters.
Quite frankly, I don't know what I can do.
Listen, I can't go to the police at this particular moment. And you did save me once before.
Yes, but Mr. Liskard, this is a bomb that's already gone off. You're just waiting for the blast effect.
No, not necessarily. If Mary Bannerman merely wanted to ruin my reputation, she would have sent the letters straight away. But no, I have 2 days' grace.
You think it's blackmail?
Well, it must be. Otherwise, why the delay? Anyway, I'm willing to pay.
Not with my help.
Now, look, Mr. Templar. It won't worry me if you believe this or not. But I really don't care about myself. On the other hand, I care desperately about the work I am trying to do. If I go under now, I think the result back home will be utter chaos.
Where does Mary Bannerman live?
Come in and keep quiet.
All right, that's fine. Keep that. Lovely. One more, sweetheart. That's it. Great.
And who are you?
A friend of a friend. But if I'm interrupting the shooting...
Oh, the shooting's over. Who sent you?
It's confidential.
Look, if you're selling something...
I'm afraid I left the vacuum cleaners downstairs.
Even so, I don't entertain strange men alone.
Wise. But in my case, I hope you'll make an exception.
You hope in vain unless you tell me who you are.
Well, my name is Simon Templar.
The Simon Templar, of course.
Fortunately, there's only one of us.
Well, well. Mr. Templar, Jim Bell, George Ransom, and Jeff Peterson.
Oh, Mr. Peterson, I liked your pictures you did in Hong Kong.
Yeah. I'll call you.
Do. Bye, darling.
Right. Peterson's a tough-looking character, as photographers go.
Colonial type.
Well, what's the hold-up in Adolf?
Munch. The candy bar they'll do anything to get. Want a bite?
No, thanks. I'm trying to kick the habit. Do you usually work at home?
No, but circular beds are difficult to find.
True, you must make a lot of money on that one.
What?
Well, I mean, the photographers pay for the use of it, don't they?
Jeff is a friend.
Oh.
Now, who sent you here?
Another friend. Jake Liskard.
He sent you here? Why?
Can't you guess?
No. But I can tell you that any friend of Jake Liskard is no friend of mine.
I gather you don't like him.
Hate him.
Then why do you keep his letters?
What do you know about his letters?
Only that somebody claims to have them and threatens to send them
to his wife and the papers.
That's a lie.
Can you prove it?
I can do even better. I can give them back to him. He's scared I might use them. Is that it? They're gone.
That did seem likely. This isn't.
No. No one knew about them. No one. I don't know where they are. I realized Jack didn't love me, that he was just using me. He's terribly selfish and ambitious. But I wouldn't do a thing like that to anybody.
Who would?
I don't know. Well, wait a minute. I had a robbery here 3 weeks ago. They took some jewelry and some cash and some furs. It never occurred to me they might have taken the letters.
Well, maybe that's what they were really after. The rest was just a blind. Did they catch the thieves?
No.
Who else knew about the letters?
No one, I told you.
Somebody did. Maybe it'll come to you. What are you doing for dinner tonight?
Nothing. Why?
Good. I'll call for your date. Maybe you'll have some fresh ideas.
Mr. Templar, in case you have any ideas, I know I'm labeled as a sinner, but it doesn't follow that I go easily for saints.
Take your pick. Mary's either a darn good actress or she's in the clear.
Well, then she must have told somebody.
Inadvertently, maybe. Does the name Jeff Peterson, a photographer, mean anything to you?
Sure. Yes, his family come from my hometown.
You know him?
Well, let's say I know his father better. I kicked him out of the cabinet 6 months ago.
Why?
I'm allergic to alcoholics.
Sorry. I didn't realize you had company.
Hello?
Templar?
Yes?
I understand Mr. Liskard is anxious to recover certain letters.
Who's this speaking?
Go to Belford Street. Park your car at the far end. There is a small church. Round the side, there is an entrance to a vault. You will be met there.
Yes, I'll come if you're... Good evening.
We'll talk business, shall we? £25,000 for the return of certain letters.
It's a lot of money.
That's the price. Take it or leave it.
Well, since you're obviously in no mood for bargaining, I'd like to see the letters. Do you have them?
I have them. This stuff stinks.
How long will it keep you under?
Long enough.
So much for the same.
How to lose your halo in one easy lesson.
Lesson 2, when to hold your breath.
Stop! I can't stop here.
Who are you working for? Get out of sight, please. Who are you working for? Is it Peterson? Is it Peterson? Has he got Liskard's letters? Yes.
Hold up, there's a copper.
Oh, good evening, officer. With petrol the price it is these days, it's definitely cheaper to walk.
What are you doing here?
Keeping our dinner date.
I couldn't make it.
You mean you didn't think I'd turn up? I wonder why.
How did you get in here?
Well, I have to confess, I'm a burglar. But of a different variety. I return stolen property.
What are you going to do?
I'll listen.
I ran into debt. I needed money desperately. So I invented the burglary to collect the insurance money. I couldn't keep the things here, so I checked them in at Victoria Station.
And Liskard's letters?
Oh, I don't know. When I found them gone, I kind of lost my head and gave you the same story as I gave the insurance company.
Well, you think Jeff Peterson could have taken them?
Jeff? Well, why on earth should he?
Well, he seems to be around a great deal.
Well, Jeff and I are in love.
How nice. I take it he knows about Liskard.
No. That was all over a long time before we met.
Well, just how did you run into debt?
I live like an idiot.
Don't cry. It's not the end of the world.
What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to come back here in the morning at 10, and I'm going to be quiet. In exchange for Liskard's letters and your written assurance, you won't bother him again.
How many more times? I haven't got the letters.
Well, you have exactly 10 hours to find them.
How?
Sweetheart, that's your problem. But if they're not here when I get back in the morning, you'll be in jail before lunch. That's a promise.
Get out. I said, get out.
Until 10, then.
Mary, look, I'm in trouble, and so are you. Templar definitely knows. Where are we going?
He thinks you'll be better out of the way for a while.
Welcome to the party, Templar. Hope my boys didn't drive too fast for you.
Most considerate.
Good. Now walk ahead, and don't try anything silly. He followed, as expected.
Congratulations.
Jeff, why? What's the idea?
Be quiet. Timer.
Pleasure. On the bank.
Happy?
Why did you follow?
Oh, I was worried about you.
Oh, don't tie him up, please.
He stays here till we've finished our business.
Oh, then you release me.
Naturally.
What do I do then? Recommend you for a knighthood?
Do what you like.
All right, Sonny, I will. Don't you fret.
Liskard's rotten. He ruined Jeff's father. He'll ruin his own country.
Ah, the sturdy patriots out to wreck the evil dictator, is that it?
That's it.
I don't know what they have in store for Liskard, but they're going to kill me. They've tried already tonight.
That's ridiculous.
Is it? You work it out for yourself. If I go free, Loverboy here gets 10 years in jail.
Oh. Jeff, don't.
Go to your cabin.
Discrediting Liskard is one thing, and I'm all for...
You heard.
You're a liability, too. Don't forget it.
We gagged us well?
Not particularly. But it's a bit late now, isn't it?
I have to go to London. I'll be back before dawn. You stay with Templar, don't leave him.
Right.
You stay with Mary. I don't want them talking.
Right.
And take the boat midstream. Anchor her there.
I hope you're getting well paid for this.
We don't need money. We're patriots.
Oh, how nice. Sing me a national anthem. Send me straight off to sleep.
For you, Mrs. Liskard, post office messenger.
Darling, I'd like a word with you.
Oh, and later, do you mind? I really am very, very tired.
I know. And I hate to bother you. It's about these letters to Mary Bannerman. I gather they arrived a day early. Possibly your friend Simon Templar was getting in their hair.
Yes, possibly.
They're a revelation, I must say. Why have you hidden this passionate streak from me all these years?
And I could talk to you for hours and hours, and I still wouldn't be able to explain.
Well, try. This house is sitting all night, Mr. Prime Minister.
Oh, Anne, listen, I stayed with you, didn't I?
Because you felt sorry for an alcoholic? Or because you were protecting your career?
All right, a bit of both, I suppose.
Well, get this, Mr. Prime Minister. Your career is finished. You are dead.
Mad, if you ask me. Floats right by me and shouts, "Put me in, chum, will you?" Cheerful as you like.
Who done a thing like that? I did it myself. Do you think you could get this
Oh,
off?
yeah. You feeling all right?
Oh, fine. Shipped a little water, that's all.
What happened? Are you trying to do yourself in?
No, it's a little experiment. I'm planning on swimming the channel like this next year.
What's your name, son?
Houdini. You may have heard of my great uncle. Here, sorry about the water. Thanks for your help.
Rogers! He's gone!
Back to shore, fast! His car! Get the anchor up!
Liskard! Liskard!
What happened?
He shot himself. Suicide. I cannot stand the disgrace. There's no other way out.
What are you doing?
Calling the police.
You better call an ambulance. He's still alive.
I see no point in allowing the police to see either the note he wrote or the photostats.
Are you suggesting we conceal evidence?
Well, why not? What's to be gained by having a scandal? For Mrs. Liskard's sake alone.
Thank you, Bob. But it's no good. The newspapers have the information anyway.
So, you see it's bound to come out.
Only if he dies, Mr. Brand. Don't keep burying him.
Inspector Teal, madam.
Mrs. Liskard, I'm so sorry to hear about this. Most regrettable.
Thank you. This is Mr. Brand, the Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Stewart, my husband's aide, and Mr. Simon Templar.
I am here by invitation.
Mr. Templar was making some private investigations for my husband.
There's no need to beat about the bush, Inspector. Mr. Liskard was, in effect, being blackmailed. The strain was too much for him.
And what time did you hear the shot?
Very close to 3 o'clock.
Is this your husband's handwriting?
It's rather scrawled. But he wrote like that when he was in a hurry. Or angry. Or upset.
Where's the gun?
Here, Claude.
You'll find his prints on it. It was in his hand when we found it.
Thank you, Templar.
At your service, Claude.
It would seem that Mr. Liskard either shot himself accidentally or, forgive me, Mrs. Liskard, attempted to kill himself.
That is so.
It is not. Someone tried to murder him and make it look like suicide.
Ridiculous. We were here in the next room.
This whole blackmail was a front leading up to murder.
Perhaps you'd explain how it could have been done.
All right. Suppose I am the would-be murderer. I come through the windows. Liskard is sitting here. He doesn't raise any alarm because he knows me. So I start talking and I stroll casually towards the door. Oh, I talk about politics, economics, anything. I lock the door behind me. Then I move back to the desk. Liskard is becoming tired and irritable. He gets up and he starts to pace around the room. I move over here and still talking. And I take his gun. I know where he keeps it. All right, Mr. Prime Minister. Sit down and be quiet. Then I shoot him. I whip out the already written suicide note. I place it in front of him. I wipe the gun. I put it in his hand. And I go back through the windows the way I came in before anybody can crash through the door.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Absolutely.
You're jumping to conclusions, Claude.
You'll be telling us next, you know, who did it.
I do. A man named Peterson.
Peterson isn't even in England.
Ah. But his son is. Pick up a photographer named Jeff Peterson. Ask him where he was at 3 o'clock this morning. See what he says. Thanks for the use of the clothes, Mrs. Liskard. I shall return them tomorrow. Good night. Well, well. Did you bring any friends with you?
I did some thinking, as you advised.
So you packed your grip, kissed your friends goodbye, and walked out, huh?
No, while the big man was away looking for you, I hit the other one over the head with a hunk of wood. I got a lift to London.
And what do you expect me to do with you?
I don't know. I was scared to death. I couldn't go home.
Did you really believe that all Peterson wanted to do was discredit Liskard?
Oh, I swear that's the only reason I gave him Liskard's letters.
Well, he tried to kill him. Oh, it's true. The police are picking him up now.
Oh, my word of honor, I had no idea. We both wanted Liskard out of office. I hated him because he threw me over. And Jeff hated him for what he did to his father, and we honestly believed he was wrong for the country. But killing him? Oh, never.
He shot him and tried to make it look like suicide because of your letters. By some miracle, the bullet didn't kill him. It's touch and go, though.
Well, you better call the police. I can't talk myself out of this.
Back in there. Keep quiet.
Well, Claude, this is more than I deserve. Twice in one night.
It's a clear case of attempted suicide.
You're quite happy about that?
Not happy, but convinced.
You're wrong.
Get to bed.
Claude, you have the air of Sherlock Holmes about to confound Watson.
Liskard was shot at 3 o'clock this morning, right?
Right.
By Jeff Peterson.
Right again.
At exactly 1:30 a.m., a black saloon car collided with a truck near Twickenham. The driver was killed instantly.
Jeff Peterson.
Well done, Watson. So Jeff Peterson wasn't shooting anybody at 3 o'clock. He was shooting off to heaven. So keep out of it, there's a good chap. There's nothing left to do now except get a statement from Liskard, when or if he recovers consciousness.
What are his chances?
Anybody's guess. Good morning.
He's holding his own, Mrs. Liskard. That's something anyway. I'll look in again later.
Thank you.
Morning, Mrs. Liskard. How is he?
The same.
Well, there's not much point in hanging around, is there?
I was just leaving.
Mrs. Liskard. Do you think your husband's the type to attempt suicide?
Normally, no. But who knows what happens? I wasn't much help, I'm afraid.
Did you tell him you would divorce him?
I let him think so.
Will you?
That's my business, Mr. Templar. Mine and Jack's.
Quiet. Inside.
What did you have to kill him for?
Come on, Claude. What are you going to do, charge me with murder?
Dead men can't talk.
So I apologize. Next time I'll let them shoot me and have Matron arrest them.
All right, all right. I'm not denying you probably saved Liskard's life.
Yes, and if we're going to keep him alive, this is what I suggest we do.
What I have to say is strictly confidential and must not be repeated to anyone outside this room.
That's understood.
As a safety precaution, no one is to be allowed to see Mr. Liskard. And I mean no one.
Except me as a protective measure.
Yes. And as an additional precaution, he's being moved to another hospital in the country at 10 o'clock tonight.
Well, is he well enough to be moved?
He's much stronger. They think he might be able to talk tomorrow.
Well, where are they taking him?
I can't tell you that.
Surely we have a right to know.
Not even his most trusted friends.
Well, Claude, dear boy, you seem to have everything under perfect control, so I can leave you unsupervised for the time being. Goodbye, Mr. Liskard. I have a strong hunch your husband will soon be well.
I'll see you out. Mr. Templar, I shan't be allowed to see my husband till he's talked, yes?
That is the general idea.
Perhaps you were wondering what I was doing when you came into the hospital room this morning. I was going to write a note, leave it with him, saying all is forgiven, or words to that effect. Perhaps you'd see that he gets it.
Of course, Mrs. Liskard.
Don't move. You won't get hurt.
Right, Stuart. It's the end of the road.
How did you know?
I didn't. When Peterson died, it could have been any one of you. So I had to smoke you out. Thanks, partner. I think you've earned full remission.
I just couldn't believe it of Stuart. That's why I didn't offer any resistance. Quiet, unassuming Stuart.
Well, the oddest people have little ambitions.
And how about you? I'm looking for a Minister of Defense.
Thanks, Prime Minister. I'm a pacifist. Doing anything particular, nurse?
No, sir.
Good, because I'm in urgent need of some rather specialized treatment.